All right, floor is yours. Welcome to Billy Yang Podcast Live.
Thank you. It's good to see you, Sally.
It's so good to see your wonderful face again and following your journeys. I miss
Yes.
you.
I miss you too.
So how can we help you today?
So, okay, so Sally and I kind of have a connection that she might not even know, but I come from the same similar background with abuse and being disconnected with a parent, and that parent is currently passing away. And I just came from Washington State, and so I'm going through a process of a lot of grief, a lot of unpacking things, and I tried to run a little bit when I was out there, and I can just feel that it's so heavy on me, and I'm having a really hard time knowing how to work through this and train through this and keep going. I'm motivated towards some events I have, but my body just feels so off and so wrong, and it's just so heavy. And I don't know if I should push through that and go forward, or should I just step back and process this grief and then try to go back to training.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, thank you for sharing that. And I do know a lot of people, and you just sharing that so boldly and courageously, I know a lot of people are going to be able to relate and hopefully find comfort in this conversation as well. You're not alone in it. And I'm so sorry, first and foremost, that you had to experience that in growing up. And I think that, what we feel emotionally, heartache and pain, I mean, what we feel emotionally, it is many times it can feel, it comes out in us physically as well. The way that the body reacts to stress, it's the same both physically and mentally. We get exhausted by it. And so everything that you're feeling, it makes perfect sense. And now you said you just got back from Washington. Did you go and see the parent? Is that what you were doing? Was that to say goodbye? Was that your
right? Well, because it's all locked down, so you have to be on hospice to go in there. And and then I tried, actually right before I left to come back, I went to the Columbia River Gorge and did a run with some friends, and I could just feel that. I don't know, it's just like it's so deep, and your legs just feel wrong, and running it like you want to be there running and you want to take it in, but you just want to fall on the ground and come apart, so to speak.
All right, so I'm gonna be super raw and just real with you right now, just heart to heart, Trina, because first and foremost, this doesn't have to do with your running. You got to separate those two things. For you to get out and move on your 2 feet while trying to digest this stuff, you want to be gracious to yourself, because even just getting out for a walk and being able to think about these things is so healthy. It is good. It's a lot better than laying in bed and just staying in bed, right? And so the idea of adding intensity when your body is already experiencing something so intense, give your body grace right now. Give your heart grace. I know I've shared my story, different parts of my story. I write a lot of it actually in my book, but there comes a point in our life when we've been hurt so deeply by someone. There's 2 sides we can take. One where we kind of stand in like this victim mud pit, waiting for that person to say they're sorry. And when that never, ever comes, we can wear that like a wet blanket, and it bleeds out into every area and every relationship in our life. But you do have the power to forgive somebody even when they don't ever ask for forgiveness, because forgiveness is what sets you free. It's what heals you and what allows you to move on. It allows you to release that weight. And it is okay if you have somebody that didn't love you, didn't treat you the way and see you the way that you should be, that you don't have to wear that. You're not responsible for that, but you can forgive that parent and love that parent for who they are in their world. And you can move up the mountain in that, right? You can keep moving on in that. And so there is a time for everything in our life. There's a season for everything that happens in our life. And we all go through these ups and downs, the loss, the pain, the grief, being hurt deeply by people. This is a part of your humanness and just who you are and in your journey. And this is also what makes you so great, Trina, because even through all of this, you're still wanting to get outside and live. You're still wanting to show up and live your life to the fullest. And that really is what you were made to do. You were made to live despite all of that hurt. And so you can take that pain, you can take that hurt, what is going on, and you can very much just release it, forgive that pain, and just keep going. But I'd say as you relate it to your running, take it as a recovery time. This is your rest period, to let your heart rest, to let it rejuvenate. But there's no doubt that that fresh air that you're getting, that sunshine, being outside, allowing yourself to kind of work through this, it's very healthy. So I wish I could just come through the screen and give you a big old hug, because you are such a wonderful woman. And I had the chance of coaching you for a while and loved every interaction I had with you. I wish so much and hope that you know how valuable and wonderful you are. You are so loved. And I really hope for comfort and peace in this time as you say goodbye.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Trina.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, I think, just to piggyback off that, I've been through many instances in my life where I use running as a vehicle, as a way to process grief, as a way to work out problems, and running will always be there. So even if it's just out, I think it's so therapeutic now more than ever to just get that time and throw pace out the window, throw time and distance out the window. Just make sure you get out there and go through the process. Allow yourself to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get a little more